You wake up at 6:15, shower, coffee, out the door by 6:50, and then you sit in traffic for 45 minutes watching brake lights. You do the exact same thing at 5:30 going home. That is an hour and a half of your life gone every day, 5 days a week. Over a standard 50-week working year, that adds up to 375 hours spent entirely behind a steering wheel, going nowhere. The lost time feels like a massive sacrifice, but the money you spend physically getting to work is actively draining your bank account much faster than you realize. A few years ago, I took a new job specifically because it offered an $8,000 bump in my annual salary. It took me 6 months to run the math and realize my new route cost me $12,000 a year in commuting expenses. That pay raise actually forced me into a pay cut. The average American commute is 27 minutes each way. That totals 54 minutes a day, 4.5 hours a week, and 225 hours a year. If you map those hours onto a calendar, it equals 9 full 24-hour days every single year dedicated exclusively to sitting in a car. Evaluating a career decision based strictly on the salary offer is dangerous. It completely ignores the geographical overhead required to actually execute the job. The clock and your wallet drop weight at the exact same rate during a drive. Time is only half the equation. To find the baseline cost of an average vehicle, we use the IRS standard mileage rate, which sits at 70 cents per mile for 2026. This rate consolidates the cost of gas, insurance, depreciation, maintenance, and general wear into a single metric. Multiply that 70-cent baseline against the average round-trip commute of 32 miles, and you are paying $22.40 a day in real vehicle costs. Extrapolate that daily penalty across 250 working days, and the baseline cost of driving hits $5,600 a year. The physical act of driving to work functions exactly like a gas pump with a counter that never stops spinning. It is a continuous, unmetered expense that we blindly accept as normal. The damage continues to add up once you arrive. Parking in a mid-tier city easily averages $150 a month. Then factor in the mechanical depreciation caused by forcing an extra 10,000 miles a year onto your vehicle's lifespan. Add in the toll roads, the fast food takeout meals because you're too exhausted to cook. When you combine all these factors, the true cost of commuting in America runs between $12,000 and $15,000 annually. Your daily commute operates as an invisible tax. It silently bites a massive chunk out of your gross income before you even sit down at your desk. To see how damaging this math gets, we have to recalculate your earnings to find your true hourly wage. Let's assume you earn $55,000 a year. For a standard 8-hour workday, that equates to a solid $26.44 per hour before taxes. See how your hourly rate drops when adding the commute. You work 8 hours but commute 1.5. Your real 9.5-hour workday drops the effective rate to $22.25. Subtracting $15,000 in annual commute expenses reduces net income to $40,000. Your real rate plummets to $16.17. A supposedly secure middle-class salary mathematically shrinks down to near minimum wage survival levels once you factor in the physical cost of getting there. The extreme long-term cost becomes obvious when we compare two workers earning the exact same $55,000 salary but living at different distances from the office. Person A commutes 45 minutes each way, spending $14,000 a year in commute costs. Person B works from home or lives just 10 minutes away, limiting their expenses to $2,000 a year. This chart shows the long-term opportunity cost. Person B invests their $12,000 annual commute savings at an 8% return over 20 years. Person A spends that exact amount sitting in traffic. Over 2 decades, Person B builds a $593,000 wealth gap by avoiding the road. The commute is not a passive activity. It is an unbudgeted second rent that actively destroys $500,000 of lifetime wealth.